right, welcome back to another session of Aether Eternius, Dark Side of the Foundry. Who would like to do a recap of what happened last time?
1 to 3 on it.
I'm trying to still make sure my microphone doesn't go dumb.
I can give it a go.
I make
Go
the
ahead.
DM drink. That's all
Yeah.
you need to know.
So last time, given that there was some downtime involved, some of the various members went to run errands. Rose ran a few of their own to begin with. Managed to bring some treats back to the house, and then later went back out with various to help outfit their new pets even further. In the meantime, Flix decided that they wanted to have their own personal invitation to the Horde's council chambers.
They were
And-
specifically looking for advice about bathing stuff.
Bath
Yes.
bombs.
And what happened next is
Will shock you.
Damn
it.
it.
Yes, but somehow Flix, avoiding getting shanked despite things going to downturn, eventually hooked back up with some of the others. They went over to the Obsidian Citadel in Fire. Flix found out some let's just say some hard truths about their mentor Jericho. And
I don't believe them yet.
I'm sure it's fine.
but despite all that, eventually everyone found their way back to the house, where I think that's where we left off there.
Right now, you were all back at the house. Various is very drunk. I'd like to point that out because Rose and Various had gone drinking last session. Various was able to take down at least one whole bottle of whiskey before downing another and then falling out into a drunken stupor, which he's still suffering from. Poor guy. Flix came back to the house in a flurry, wanting to gather everyone back up and get them all to the to the Obsidian Citadel in order to go help their mentor, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right.
They also discovered that Various has no filter when Various has been drinking.
Yeah. I know you guys did a teeny tiny bit in off the yeah. Very much Various being drunk. So if you'd like, we can continue from there. So I'd say right now there's currently a raptor scratching around and just causing havoc. And everyone is pretty much downstairs at the moment. Except for Various, who is currently, I'd say, upstairs in his room.
Well,
Right?
probably going and getting a bath.
So what would you like to do next? You did last time find a flyer for a singing competition that will be taking place the next day, so tomorrow in game. Flix also went on about something with his mentor, and the floor's
I need
open.
to go make some calls.
Okay, how would you like to do that?
I need to go find the Matter Pop Star.
You don't know where they're at.
Yeah, I need to go find out where they're at and go find them.
Now, are you going to do you were saying you were gonna go back to see Jericho.
Yeah, but right now that has to wait because apparently he's in fairy jail, and I have to go sing a competition. So My Iron Manacles right now, he's not going anywhere. I might as well sing this competition, piss off Matarak, and then go see him and get my 3 for 3.
Now, the competition doesn't start till tomorrow, which is when signups begin. So you want to go find the star now, or?
Yeah, I need to get the star to get the go-ahead for me to join their team.
Pay in mind that starts tomorrow, as the flyer said.
I know, but I still need to get the in so that Matarak can say nothing. And then I end up, working for him whether he wants it or not.
How do you want to go about looking for them?
I want to use, Oh, jeez. What would it be in this version, hon? It's not streetwise anymore. I guess I could walk on persuading people, but I don't really think that's going to work. I need to save that for the guy himself. I just need to find him.
Ruhi is a she-they.
Her, it, that, I don't care. I need to find the person.
But, yeah, how are you going to go about that? Currently, you are still standing in Rose's house.
Is this the area where, like, all the things, collide in a sense, where each of the different planes come together?
Foundry, yes, it's basically a capital city for the entirety of the planes.
Okay, I'm going to go over to the Matter District and start asking around.
Well, first of all, I need you to roll a 1d20 for the adventure there, and is anyone going with Flix?
I'm taping Tiberius with me.
Wait, what?
So I'm guessing Flix just grabs Tiberius by the ear.
Yeah, we're going on an adventure, so Various can, I don't know, like, not be drunk anymore.
Well, it does get me out of cleaning anything.
You're welcome.
I'll just stay here and yep. Bye. Well,
what about you, Frias?
No more dungeon mom. Let them cause the havoc.
Okay. An 11. As you kind of pull Tiberius out of the house by his ear, kind of dragging him down the sidewalk out of the fire district, you do get waylaid a little bit. There is quite a large crowd currently going on in the central area, as there seems to be a morning market that's opened up recently. So it's going to take you a bit of time to get to the Matter District, as you have to kind of wade through the crowds.
What's in the market?
Food, different sort of supplies like clothing is on display, jewelry, weaponsmiths. It's kind of like a bunch of vendors kind of set up stalls along the street.
Who exactly are we trying to find?
I'll dip my tongue. Starts with an R. Robbie. No.
You know who the Wind Star is?
Yeah, that's Echo. No.
Eureka.
Eureka. See?
But as for the others, you are not aware of their exact names, not character-wise. You just know that every plane has its star.
I'm looking for the Star of Matter so that I can sing for Matter. So that I can get in Matarak's good graces. Because he might not like me.
You honestly think that's a good idea?
Well, yeah. Who can resist me?
Pretty sure they could put quite an effort into resisting you, yes?
I don't know. I had 6 out of 7 lords dancing around when I was singing earlier on their table, so...
You did what now?
I got bored. So I need to take a bath. But I wanted, like, the royal treatment, not, like, the peasant treatment. So I was like, where can I get the best bath bombs? Well, the lords would have them, of course, because they're the highest thing in this place. They're the equivalent of the Sealy Court. So I was like, you know what?
Flix.
Yeah?
You realize that the lords probably don't bathe.
I've never thought of that. Either way, I got some.
You got some bath explosives.
Yes, from Glacia, he had.
You got explosives from Glacia, who shot you.
I know, right? I'm sure.
Tiberius is literally going to take one of those shuffle steps away from Flix. Where are these explosives? Oh, and they're made for water.
Yep.
So you put water explosives inside of Rose.
Yeah, I did. But they're not actual explosives. They're like fizz and feel wonderful.
Why would you call it a bomb?
Because that's the name of it. It's called a bath bomb. It goes poof. It looks amazing.
I mean, she's not wrong.
You are a very weird individual, Flix.
But moral of the story is, I went in there. I went upstairs. I walked past their security because their security is garbage. And they were talking about us. So then I jumped down and sang the epic tale of our epic tales. And everybody but Forearms was happy.
And then what happened?
He might have tried to kill me, and then the awesome little tiny bean guy that I keep trying to get to eat the pastries because he's so adorable. He said, "Don't worry, big guy." And I put my hands on Tim's shoulder. He's a good one. And I was like, "Oh, little bean, we have a bomb. I knew it." And then Glacia told me where to get bath bombs. I went and bothered his advisor for a bit, and then I came back. And then I went and visited Jericho, and apparently he's gone crazier than normal and thinks he's another person. And his lover thinks he's another person, so they're both two other people. So I have to deal with that garbage later on, too. And they're like trapped in iron manacles, because apparently they're a super threat. So I've been told.
So, once again, I have to ask, in all of this, who are we going to see?
Oh! Before we deal with the Jericho problem, I don't have the liquid courage for that yet. I'm gonna go and do some singing to boost up my morale at this party thing that I just found this flyer for when I was walking home.
Mm-hmm.
And because you get to pick which lord you sing for, I wanted to find the Matter pop star, work on a good deal with him, her, it, they, them, whatever. And, we do the shake hands, we sing awesomely, and then Matarak, I'm in his good books, and he's like, "Yeah, this guy's amazing. I should have seen it the first time. Please, pour more glitter on me."
You poured glitter on Mataract.
Oh, I think I actually poured glitter on all of them.
Is that why they were mad with you?
Probably. the show!
Flix, perhaps this singing contest is not as important as your mentor going mental?
The mentor went mental a while ago, didn't bother telling me about it because he's got secrets.
You generally don't inform people when you have a mental break. That seems
He apparently does it every third day!
Well, that's just unsound leadership.
I know, right? He didn't even tell me!
So, you're going
I worked under him for so long, and he didn't bother telling me that. I'm sorry. I turn into a totally different person when I lose my mind. And then I lock myself up for a week, and then I come back, and it's all good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
No,
fine.
I've never had that problem.
Nova rolled a 20 for something.
Woo!
Yeah, no, nothing. No one's bothering you. No guards, nothing.
So, we're gonna go find this person, so I get my liquid courage up, and my morale, so I can go in there, and face my angry mentor and his lover, who apparently are gonna try to kill me, or anger, or rip apart my soul, or hurt me in some emotional way, whatever. So I want to be good and drunk and morale for this before I go and do it. So I thought, we'll do a presentation of music first.
So,
Oh, pastries!
just to clarify, we're trying to find some kind of star of matter to get in the good graces so that you can sing on behalf of Matarak, whom tried to kill you twice. And you think this is a good idea because
I'm already half in the bag. So, yeah.
I've heard worse ideas.
And I mean, all the other lords love me, so I just have to get into his good books, and he'll love me too. And then when the time comes, and we go up against that psychopath from the guild again, and we're like, don't make me bring a bag full of lords to beat you with, buddy. I'll have the lords on call in case I need stuff into a bag to beat him with. I think that's how it works. I mean, the tiny one you can probably stuff into a bag. He's like bag-sized.
I think I hear Rose calling me.
Rose is always calling.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know, let her this and fire that, and oh, woe is me. They put water in my body.
I think we need to sleep off the drunk.
Never. Now I'm gonna go fill my face with pastry so that you can come along, or you can go back and go with whiny Various who's upset about his life or some shit.
Oh.
I'm having a good day.
Also, I don't think Flix is even drunk. It's Various that's drunk.
Flix is always drunk.
Okay, that's fair.
Flix has wine bottles upon wine bottles upon wine bottles in his coat that he doesn't have anymore. Speaking of which, is there wine here? I'm going to the wine tasting and there are places that have wine to buy wine.
Give me a random 1d20 so I can see the quality of it. Okay, so Flix, at the mention of, you know, boozing yourself up a little bit, you're like, oh, it's an open market. Maybe they'll have and indeed there is a nice little kind of you know how they have those like nice oak carts set up with like the racks of wine inside the carts and stuff like that, and they have like these big tables with like cheese, crackers, and different wines to taste out. So, from what you can tell, it's from the Plain of Water, so it's kind of like a black Cabernet kind of style.
I would like, as much as I drop the equivalent of like 10 blue chips worth of gold, or whatever the currency is.
I'd say the purveyor of the stand kind of looks at the chips, takes the chips. It's like, oh well, that will get you, I would say, a bottle of wine for each blue chip. So I'd say you get 10 bottles of Black Label Merlot.
Woohoo!
And now they'll place some very, very nice looking bottles of pitch black wine down for you. 10 of them total.
I am going to strap them to my person. There's a bandolier of drinking. Thank you.
So you have 10 bottles of Black Label Merlot.
While Flix is getting strapped,
Damn right.
Tiberius is going to approach the vendor and just ask, so I have a question for you. Is there a frequent haunt for the Star of, what was it again?
Matter!
Of Matter, that we could perhaps go and meet the individual for the contest tomorrow?
I'm guessing it starts with an R. It sounds like rock, but it's not rock, it be earth. Now I'm confused.
The purveyor of the stand, they kind of look like they're made of almost a jelly-like substance. Even their hair looks like that and it's kind of slicked back in a way. Kind of a solid color of like almost a blue with teals and bubbles going throughout them. They're dressed nicely in kind of what you would expect a wine purveyor to be wearing, a nice little suit and whatnot. And they kind of look at you, Tiberius, a little confused before like, well, I certainly don't know where they tend to conjugate. Usually, whenever the contest comes around, they could be found in the applications tent on the day of, but that's about all I'm aware of. I mean, if you're looking for, say, Miss Jasmina of Water, you can usually find her at her club in Water. She usually performs live there.
Hmm. So there's a good chance then that if we were to find someone that was more in line with Matter, they might know where this individual might be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for the assistance. Perhaps we will go see this Jasmine?
Jasmina.
Jasmina.
Yes, she is the headliner star of Water.
Oh, thank you for your time. I believe my friend is properly equipped now.
I'm holding a box of eclairs and just shoving them in my face. One by one. It was the best day ever. And I'm also wearing like new bling that I just got from stalls.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stalls here. You can pretty much find anything here.
Yeah, I'm shopping. It's beautiful.
How did you pay for all of that?
I don't remember. Probably chips. I made a like amount of them when we were in Glacius at one time.
Very well. Shall we go towards
I'm
Mata
probably
then?
a wreck right now, but you know what? Who cares anymore?
God.
Nothing matters. You might go crazy tomorrow. Unless it's just a my kind thing. Oh well. Let's go get the others. I got 10 bottles of wine that I gotta drink during the night.
So back to the house then.
Yes.
Less crazy going after individuals you have no clue what their names are and trying to track them down for some kind of music festival while your mentor goes insane.
A guy says tomorrow. We can wait till tomorrow.
I cannot follow that logic. Back to house.
This is literally just an elaborate excuse to get Flix more booze.
Probably.
So yeah, Flix has a big old box of eclairs. They probably got from a little bakery stand nearby.
Yeah.
And I'd say Tiberius, as you guys are beginning to return back to Rosa's house, a stand catches your eye. In particular, it seems to be a stand that is based out of a very particular shop that you are quite well versed in. In fact, behind the counter, setting up a few different glass displays and various items, is DS. And they notice you.
You continue on to Rosa's house with your wine. I have to go and speak to a bunny about a horse.
In fact, DS will raise a hand up and
Oh yeah,
give it away.
Once Flix is out of sight, Tiberius is going to move towards Diaz.
And as you approach this little stall that he's set up, he kind of looks over you for a few seconds. It's like, Mr. Tiberius, I am surprised to see you out so early. What is the occasion? Usually, as per my sibling has told me, you tend to be sleeping off hangovers by now.
I haven't had a hangover since I was 19.
Curious. Tell me, though, what brings you out here at this time of the morning?
Well, other than preventing Flix from doing something irrationally stupid, I thought the air would be good for the lungs. Plus, Various is to the point of being absolutely hammered, and I didn't want to clean it up.
Speaking of your friends, I have been doing some investigation of my own, and I have become aware that two of your friends have objects that I would like to procure.
I'm sure I could float the idea to them. What exact objects are you looking for?
One has a deck of cards that I trade with. The other, a peculiar staff that looks of burnt charcoal.
I think I recall a roast with that staff, and when they were holding it, they had this glint in their eye. I don't like the idea of being flayed, but I could bring them by the shop, and you could speak to them about it.
Oh, here is some information for you in particular, Mr. Tiberius. Consider your allegiance with my sibling. That staff is cursed.
Oh. Well, that's always good to have. When you say cursed, what exactly do you mean? Like, it will turn them to stone, or drive them insane?
Anyone whose hands touch the staff become obsessed with the staff, unable to let it go, and may even react violently if it is taken away from them.
So, bring Rose to your shop so that you can fix this, is what I'm hearing.
Potentially, and perhaps perhaps even trade it for something else.
I mean, so a deck of cards and a staff that makes individuals not want to release it. That's it? That's what you're looking for? I'll talk to them. If at the very worst they'll say no, and there's no fur off my back.
Of course, I was simply curious if you're aware of the nature of these items, and I figured it would be well enough to contact you. Just so happens you found me before I could seek you out.
Luck seems to run with me.
Let's hope it continues.
If that's all, can I ask you a question, Diaz?
Of course.
What do you and your kind want with this place exactly?
Now that is a fascinating question, as our ideals change based on who we are and what we represent. I am not called the crawling chaos for nothing, you see. I seek to cause chaos, and in order for there to be a universe, multiple universes, to do such a thing with, this place needs to stay running. After all, if this goes under, everything does.
So mutually assured survival then.
Indeed.
Oh, we lost Naz.
Uh-oh.
Look in the OC. They got the
Uh-oh.
screen of death.
No, they got.
Oh
got
no!
B-sodded. Lord B-sod, why have you claimed another?
Oh no! For those in the stream, poor Az, aka Freus, has blue screened. And they will be back shortly.
I was just about to say we should cut back to the house as Tiberius is going to be like, that's fair enough. I'm going to go now and ensure that Flix makes it back without angering another one of the lords.
I would say roll me a quick perception there, Tibbs.
Oh, do I have to?
Yes. There it is! No, you're pretty sure.
Somebody clip that, please.
Amazing!
I told you. Do I
Tiberius
we
perception!
we all knew what was going to happen. Did I have to roll?
Damn, that's amazing.
Yes, you had to roll just so we could see it happen.
Amazing. I love
Only
it.
for 11 seconds. Hi, Az. But no, yeah, you're pretty sure Flix went back to the house. Yeah.
Okay.
that little.
Back he goes.
Okay. With that, though, we are going to turn the camera to Flix as you are returning to the Obsidian Citadel, right?
Oh dear.
Oh yeah!
Oh no.
Hold on.
I got my liquid courage. I told you I needed liquid courage. You apparently missed that entire side.
Mm-hmm.
I got liquid courage and pastries. Let's do this.
So, are you heading back up to the rooms in the Fire Citadel?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going right back there. I'm going to do it myself. Stupidly.
Okay. And are you going to be looking for anyone, or are you just going to start opening random doors?
I'm Flix, so I'm opening all the random doors.
As you begin to head up to the upper floor of the Obsidian Citadel, no one really bothers you. Most of the doors are, of course, closed, but you find that several are locked, or some that are open, but the room is empty. However, at the end of the hall, there is a much larger door made of a sort of a, I'd say, burnt charcoal type material, but looks more like stone upon closer inspection. The door is slightly ajar, and you can hear people inside. More importantly, you can hear the rattling of chains.
I'm going to very carefully creak the door open.
As you begin to open the door, Flix, you get an overwhelming aura that seems to almost burn your skin a little bit. This is not just the feeling of iron. Someone in this room has cold iron on them, and you can feel it.
That's not good.
More importantly, as you open the door, it kind of creaks open as the hinges themselves are actually supporting a very large, heavy, and thick door. Inside is a rather well lit and well furnished room. However, half of the room has bars, jail style bars going across the way from the ceiling to the floor. More importantly, there are 4 figures in this room. All of them you do recognize.
There are 4 in there.
Yes, you recognize all 4.
Who are they?
The 2 on the other side of the bars in the cage are Jericho and Florence. Jericho is sat on what looks to be a nice reclined, a nice armchair, one leg over the other, staring across the way at the other 2 people across from the bars. Meanwhile, Florence is standing next to him on guard. Both of them have massive collars of iron around their necks, hands, and feet, which are currently anchored to the ground. On the other side of the bars, where you're at, you see Auntie and Kipling, who you saw earlier.
Okay. I am going to...
They haven't noticed you yet.
Okay. I'm gonna listen first just to see like what's being said before I make my appearance.
You ready, Jim?
Yep.
Wow, Jin, don't sound so dejected.
So as you begin to, you kind of kneel into the shadow of the door to listen in, and you realize that they seem to be talking to Jericho, who is talking back, but there is a strange candor in his voice. Normally Jericho is very peppy, a little anxious, but typically a very kind tone. This is nothing that you've heard from him before. It's calm, it's malicious, it's almost seductive in a way in his talking. So, how much longer do you plan to keep us in here, Kipling?
You already know the answer.
And what's to stop us from breaking these fever chains and just reenacting our wonderful little experience so long ago?
I know that if you could have, you already would have.
That might be true, but at the same time, who's to say I'm not biding my time?
And then we'll just have a repeat.
Face it, boy. I'm not letting go this time.
You eventually will.
And let me go ahead and roll something. Still doesn't notice Flix. Okay. Welcome back, Az.
Things are fine, Az. Nothing bad is happening.
It's all good.
I was listening to the stream, don't worry.
Okay.
It's a real shame now, isn't it? Especially with those newcomers that you've had running around, right? It'd be a shame if anything happened to them.
You leave them out of this.
Oh, now why would I do that? Why, one of their own is very much primed to turn against them as we speak.
There's no way to talk about Tiberius.
Why do you think I took that particular one under my wing? You thought it was because of his charisma or his bubbly attitude? No. No. It is far, far worse than you might think.
You can see Kipling just sort of staring at him. There's there there's this odd sense of just exhaustion, even though Kipling's a primordial, and
Mhm.
just this heavy sigh. You know by now not to trust your words when you're like this.
Little Kipling. But what's wrong? You always used to trust my word. His word.
He
It's
is
the
not
same one.
you.
Oh, that's where you're wrong. It is the same person, just two sides of the same coin.
You're going to leave them alone. Or
And
else
if
I'll
I don't-
make you leave them alone.
Do you really think you have the spirit to do that, Kipling? To hurt the person you cared so much about?
To get into this.
So long as this is the face you stare at, you'll never be able to do that. And we both know that.
And you just see the primordial set their jaw and grit it.
I thought so. Still doesn't know his flicks. Okay.
Is
He
this
is
Flick's got
too-
popcorn right now? Like, with the pastries.
He's watching a soap opera.
But by this point, Auntie kind of reaches up and will place a hand on Kipling's arm. It's like, come on, it's obvious they haven't gotten much better or faltered much. Maybe we should just leave them alone till later tonight.
You're right. They're just trying to get under our skin. Let's go.
Before any of that happens, you see Auntie kind of put a few weapons on the wall. She had been wearing very thick, heavy gloves. In particular, Flix, you can see that these weapons are made of pure, raw iron. No handles, no nothing. Just a pure piece of shaped metal.
So she was holding them, like she was going to hold them using the gloves, right?
She was using very thick, heavy gloves, yes.
Yeah, because I mean, she's a fake too, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah, okay.
Well, boys, I'll bring you your supper in a little bit. And if you decide to play nice, maybe you'll get dessert with it. And she'll turn to face the door and will spot you, Flix.
Hey.
Mr. Oakwish?
Hi.
Hey.
Am I on or? Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
I guess no, mine's not lighting up.
Oh, okay.
It's on yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been only hearing you out of Chippy.
Weird. Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second. See if I can.
I mean-
Hello? No, it's still-
Hello?
Just use mine.
Okay, let's use yours then. I'm using.
Yeah, I'm two characters and two different voices.
You're two guys now.
Hey!
Your vocal range is amazing. Wow.
It takes years of training and, abducting other people. I mean, nothing.
Insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hi.
And you finally see Jericho kind of look up at this. It's not Jericho, it's Mercutio, by the way. But he kind of looks up and you see a
It's
small,
evil Jericho.
essentially, it's a small smile form across their face. It's like, well, there he is now. Well. Good to see that you're finally coming into your own after so long, Flix.
Mercutio, I told you to leave him alone.
Oh, now why would I do that? He's obviously here for a reason. Why not talk?
Okay.
In fact, you hear a shuffle of chains as he stands up from his chair. Hands are pulled behind his back as he takes a few steps before the chains get really tight as he gets closer to the bars and looks out at you.
So what does he look like, Nova? Like, what does he look like in this
I do have a picture, but this is what Jericho always looks like. It's just
Yeah.
a case of a different mind. So let me go find it somewhere in my files.
Do any of his features change when he's got this mind taking control?
No, not at all.
It's the same, just he's got like angry
He's-
face or happy evil face.
It's not so much that. It's a case of he just looks calm.
But isn't he always calm?
He's always tired.
No.
Oh, he's always
No, he's
tired. Okay.
He's always tired. He always looks anxious, depressed, usually. But let me get a picture of. there
Since
it
we're on a
is.
moment notice, I'm not crackling or anything.
No,
No,
you're
you're
good.
good.
You're good.
Okay, just
Alright,
making sure.
I found it. Let's go get
No one's
it.
crackling.
I
What are you?
really hate the fact that Discord got rid of the ability to just click and drag. I hate that.
It did?
Yeah, I can't click and drag images anymore. I have to select them manually.
Yeah, it's a new feature then.
That is Mercutio / Jericho.
Okay, so he always looks the same. There's no like different color pattern or anything. Just literally.
No, always looks the same. He has. I do need to color this eventually, but he's kind of has a muted, soft blue coloration in general, like a morpho butterfly.
Yeah,
Except he's fuzzy like a moth.
The last time Jericho saw you, you weren't blue.
that's true. I look different now.
And that's what he was. That's what he was commenting on.
Yeah, I've morphed compared to what I was before. Because originally I was looking like a dragonfly, but not so much anymore.
This was Jericho before he became a gentry, but he still has kind of a similar color scheme. They're in OOC for you guys.
Oh, cute.
Mm-hmm.
I like the butterfly tails on the coat. That's awesome.
Yep, but that was what he used to look like as a human. When he was a changeling.
Or it's changed. Okay.
He was a human that was turned into a changeling. That became a gentry.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I'll be back in a second.
Okay, so you look like the Jericho I know then.
He's always looked the same. Nothing's changed.
I am going to walk close to the bars, but not right up to them.
Because as you get closer to the bars, you are getting a burning, itching
Yeah,
sensation
I
on
think
the
exactly. It's all the steel, the cold iron, so I can feel that.
Yep. These are cold iron bars.
I'm gonna
He's-
look. I'm
he's
gonna
staring
look at
down
the
his-
Jericho.
He's kind of staring down his nose at you.
I'm gonna look at him and ask him, how often does this happen?
As often as I desire it. This is my body. And he is the human stain that I want to completely erase.
So why haven't you then?
He's a little stronger than most anticipate. Not only that, well, of course, he has annoying friends. He looks at Kipling. You see anger course across his face that like to interfere.
So if you've always had control of this body and it's been yours from day one, how did the human soul get in there and mess up your plans?
He holds a hand up, a finger ticking to the side. No, not since day one. I was born when his word became too strong.
His word?
It's... Oh, you are really quite young, aren't you, little one? It is what
Yes.
makes Fae Fae. It is our magic, our power. Our
So when you
titles make us
Became a
stronger.
Fae?
Pardon, could you repeat that?
When Jericho first became a Fae, then is what you're saying?
No. Let me paint it to you this way, Mr. Oakwish. Jericho was once human. A single human. It was when he caught the attention of my dear, lovely Tybalt. He motions to the person you knew as Florence, the massive armored butterfly knight behind him, that he procured said human and pulled him into our realm of Arcadia. It is there Jericho was twisted and formed into, well, I would say a songbird for dear Tybalt. He became a changeling, you see. Sort of fey-tainted human. It's the best way I can put it.
So where were you in all of this?
He holds his finger up still. I'm getting to there, Mr. Ergwish. As time went on...
my eyes are packed.
As time went on, he says through gritted teeth, Jericho escaped Tybalt, fled from Arcadia, through the hedge, back into reality, back to Earth, his Earth, pay in mind. But as time wove on, as Jericho became more powerful, I was created. At first, I was the tiniest little spark in the back of his mind. That growing power, that growing influence was me. And eventually, I became strong enough to completely overtake him. No longer a changeling, he became a gentry, true fae. And this is what he is. What I am. And the one you know is but a smidgen of that last remaining humanity that refuses to let go.
But from what you just said, the only reason you were created is because of Jericho in the first place. So wouldn't that just make you a leech upon his vessel?
He and I are the same person.
No, you're not.
Yeah, that I'm gonna agree with that one over there because you seem kind of like a dick.
I am the darker side of Jericho's mind. You claim you thought to know him. You know nothing about him. You know nothing about me. You honestly think that he is always that joyful, bubbly little British man? No!
No, he's tired 90% of the time. And I'm guessing it's from dealing with the likes of you in his head.
Not me, no. It's from dealing with you.
With me?
Yes.
I haven't been around him in months now, maybe?
Days, more like it, Mr. Oakwish. He has been training you for quite some time, if I remember correctly. I see everything he does. I feel everything he does.
Even Florence?
Yes. We're connected, after all. Who's writing on there? Who's writing on my canvas? Who did that?
I saw
that!
Did somebody miss the, whatever the head there?
No, someone wrote a sign that said no glitter allowed on the canvas.
Fairyland, there's nothing but glitter here.
Anyway. Where you see Mercutio turn to look at Kipling, it's like, oh, you know what I say is the truth, Kipling. At the end of the day, I am him and he is I. There is no getting rid of me until I get rid of that last shred of humanity. You know I will win.
It sounds like you wouldn't actually be able to get rid of that shred of humanity because it's linked to you. You're two parts of the same being. From what you just described, you are literally two parts of the same being. If you get rid of him, you would cease to exist.
That's not how it works, Mr. Oakwish.
Or
The entire reason.
You get rid of this baloney.
If I had my rapier, you'd be dead right now. Sadly, that was taken away from me.
So if you're so powerful and wonderful, as I say, walking across the floor, back and forth between them, why did you let yourself get clapped in chain irons, and now you can't do your diabolical plan anymore because of it? Is that about right? Is that the amount of drama you have there? I think I hit it.
How's Tybalt looking?
Tybalt looks angry. Like, the funny thing is that though Jericho remains the same color, Tybalt is shifting to the color of red. His features are sharpening. He looks mad. He seems to be portraying the inner feeling that Mercutio is feeling right now. While Mercutio looks completely stone cold serious. Continue talking, Oakwish.
So, let's get this straight. Your lover found a human, turned it into a changeling, it died, and then became you and it at the same time.
No one died here.
Well, you said specifically that's how he became a gentry, is the human or changeling version of him passed on so he could become a full gentry.
No, he transformed into one. There's a difference.
Okay, whatever. Either way, again, if you're all powerful and Tybalt, I say pointing at Florence, is just as powerful as you, why have you allowed yourselves to be captured all this time? Why are you not running amok and causing pain and suffering and horror across the plains?
How close are you to the bars?
I'm far away enough because I'm not retarded.
Alright, I'm about to say, because, yeah.
No, Flick is not a complete idiot. He's actually very smart in certain aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to pissing off people bigger than him.
But Jericho simply stares at Flix and is like, I don't care about this place. Never have.
So then why are you here? If it never mattered to you, you didn't care, why did you bother coming to the plains? Why didn't you just stay in the Feylands? Why didn't you stay in one of your lands?
He slowly looks at Kipling. Yes, Kipling, why are we here?
I look at Kipling.
Why did you drag me and Tybalt here?
It helps stimmy the flow.
Send me the flow of what?
The magic that tends to empower that other side of them. This side.
It cuts us off from our power, is what it does. He brought us here to get his little friends back, to make us sane again, to cut us off from our kingdom. All because he still, inside his little heart, his little non-existent heart, still cares ever so deeply for his precious little Jericho, doesn't he?
Shut up.
I'm not wrong, am I? Or was it not so much care? Did you perhaps love him, Kipling?
Shut up.
Funny thing that is, really. As it's the very thing that got you killed.
What were you
We should
before?
go.
No, I look at Kipling. What were you before?
He was a changeling just like he was. The same master. The same circumstances.
We should go. This has gone on long enough.
Why? They're just talking to hear their own voice. You know you are. Don't try denying it. If you're Jericho, part of you likes hearing your own voice. I know because I trained under you for so many years.
The pot calls the kettle black now, doesn't it?
I love my own voice. I never said I didn't.
Oh, I'm aware. But how much about yourself do you actually know, Mr. Flix?
Enough.
Do you know why you've changed color?
I'm assuming it's to look better as I look at my nails. And, to deal with, anybody that decides to hurt, friends, family.
It's not for friends. We both know that. It's for yourself.
Okay,
Your
then I changed
selfish
for
desire.
me. What's the problem with that?
Well, it's just showing that your true nature is beginning to come out and blossom.
And what's that exactly?
I'll say this right now. You and I are not so dissimilar.
Yeah, we are. My wings are much better.
Oof.
That's not what I was talking about.
Well, that's too bad for you, because I'm definitely prettier than you.
I hope you remember this.
I would like to have
And
a
I
time
hope
with
you-
me over you sometimes. Wouldn't you there, big guy?
And I
Yeah,
hope you
you
remember these
would.
words when you're stabbing your own friends.
No, I don't think so. I think I only stab the ones that get in my way. As I look directly at him.
And they will be getting in your way. You'll soon
why is
realize that. Do you want to hear the blunt of it, Mr. Oakwish?
Please, go right ahead. You seem to want to hear your own voice. Go for it.
You're not a Seelie Fae. You belong to the Nightmare Court, and eventually they will reclaim you.
I grab the iron bars. You take that back.
As your hands sizzle, he smiles.
Yeah.
It's like, hard to take back the truth. They're coming from you for you. And
Perfect.
I've opened the doors for them. You're not as good as you think you are, Flix. Deep down in your core, covered in that sparkly glitter of yours, is a rotten apple.
Joke's on you, I'm a pear.
In time, it will make sense. And in time, the so-called friends you have, he starts to go back to his armchair to sit down, you'll realize are simply standing in your way. And there's only one way to get rid of those.
I'll step away from the bars.
You have a slight burn mark on your
Oh yeah,
hand.
my hands are probably scarred right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to
I was gripping them pretty hard.
take 3 points of burn damage.
Ow, my flesh!
Mm-hmm.
Thank God to the wizard, I'd be dead right now.
God damn it.
But Jericho or Mercutio will sit back down in his chair, cross one leg over the other, lean back. It's like, and when that day comes, I'll be waiting. And
I don't
be
believe
waiting with
you.
bated breath.
You said you lie when you're in this form.
Oh,
You're just
no.
trying to get in my head.
If only that was the case. Even I am bound by my titles and oaths.
And what are those exactly?
They belong to, well, perhaps you can know a few, but I'm pretty sure Kipling and Auntie have told you one of mine. Prince of the Cobalt Court, after all. And what sort of prince would I be if I lied to my subjects?
That's an Unseelie court.
Indeed.
I'm not one of your subjects.
Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that.
We'll see where this leads. In due time.
The Auntie's kind of gently trying to nudge you out of the door. It's like, come on, let's. You too, Kip. Come on. I do not need you. I do not need you punching anyone today. No. She's trying to shove both you and Kipling out of the room.
I'm gonna toss the box of pastries into the bars for them.
It's probably gonna just slam into the bars because the bars are actually quite tightly knit.
Okay. Then
You
I'll
could probably guess.
through.
You could probably guess the reason why that is because Tybalt's probably tried to reach through and grab someone before with his big meaty arms.
Yeah, more than likely.
But, Auntie's gonna continue trying to shove you out of the room. It's like, come on, come on, Mr.
Yeah,
Oakwish.
I'll keep the box and be like, we'll see how much you really know next time I see you.
I look forward to the blood that you start to swathe. And Auntie will push you out and start to close the big giant door.
I'll smirk more and be like, you don't know me as well as you think you do, Mercutio.
And Auntie's like, can you please stop trying to edge him on?
No, we're having a contest, damn it!
You're making it worse. You're just making it worse, Mr. Oakwish.
Alright, I'll go.
Ah,
I've got a date with the boards anyway.
And she's just got her hands on her hips, just kind of breathing out, and then looks at Kip and it's like, "Y'all gonna be okay there too, Kip? Seemed to get you pretty good there."
I'm fine. I'm fine.
She kind of watches. Flix, are you walking away by now?
Yeah, I'm leaving by now.
She'll look at Flix and look back at Kip. It's like, I think I'm gonna need to be keeping an eye on him.
I will try to do so. I'll need to ask, I guess, Father.
Yeah. See if he can do anything to help him. Because it's only gonna get worse. It's this bad, but this is the worst I've seen it. This is real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah.
And as that scene closes, we'll be returning back to the house.
So that went well.
So, everyone back at the house. Tiberius, you notice that once you return, Flix is not here at all.
Where are the twins? Oh, he'll be fine. I'm sure he's going to just find that what's his name and what's their name and what's the do and the music. Who knows?
What's his dude?
And as you walk back in the house, you see Rose and Freya are discussing something.
What are we talking about?
You first. You and Flix left, and now it's just you.
Yeah. Oh, sure, he's coming on the way back here, but he he said he had to go and talk to someone about something, and I'm guessing he's going that way. It's not that big of a deal.
We were just reasoning out which side that it seems to be pining for our services that we were going to go with.
Oh. Burning the candle at both ends, then.
Indeed.
Well, my vote would be to go with the one who seems to be at the center of all this, if you get my meaning.
Well, that sounds like 2 votes.
Yeah, seems that way. Various is still taking their time in that bath right now, from what I can tell.
I'd imagine that he's going to be out for quite a bit of time. Probably until the morning. The other morning, not this morning. He'll require some rest.
Yeah, that usually, in my experience, tends to happen when you're tackling 2 bottles at once.
2 bottles, that's it? That's all he had? I mean, yes, that's horrible. Quite unsightly to drink 2 bottles at once.
Actually, from what you remember, Rose, he slammed back the first one with ease before taking down the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pretty decently sized bottles.
Yeah, Tiberius, from what I've gathered of you and Various' exploits before you end up in the plains here, I'm surprised that Various hadn't indulged himself right now.
Oh. Various was always a bit of a stick in the mud. I'm surprised that he even had anything to have with you. No offense, Rose. Just, it's one of those things that he never really did. Well, perhaps it had to do with his upbringing, but never really was one for entertaining himself.
I mean, everyone has their own form of entertainment. I mean, he seems to find his solace in a book, and you in... I don't want to start thinking about that, but point stands.
What's that supposed to mean? I find entertainment in lots of things, especially making fun of others.
Yeah, how's that been working out for you recently?
I don't know, quite well. Haven't had a knife in my back in a few days. I'd say it's going quite well, actually.
Hooray!
So, any plans before we all have a group talk about, well, who we want to side with? Which, Rose, you didn't really seem to say who you were siding with.
Rose shifts in. They'll actually go ahead and take one of the kitchen chairs and will lean back in a little bit, one leg over the other, and their hands will clasp it together, sort of lean a shoulder into the back of the chair there. Can't say I've made my decision just yet.
Oh, what's there to decide about? You've got your friend Leonard. Obviously, you want to work with the Lords. Get a nice pat on the head.
I follow what you mean there, but that doesn't mean I'm going to side with the Lords.
Some of them can be a bit of a pain in the fur.
Let him have his time to think. It's just, for some of us, the answer is obvious, and others, well, they have other relations, or possibly ideology that might differ from the others.
Like I said, the most obvious choice is the one that is in the most need and has no reason to ask for our help other than self-preservation. Everyone else is playing a game.
Yeah, others are playing a game. The others seem to be wanting to, well, showboat a little bit.
Freys, I'm taking it you are also on board with the idea of helping the core.
Indeed.
And your reasoning is?
I was never one to be seen in the public eye, and I love knowledge. Seems kind of obvious who of the three provides both.
Well, then we just have to wait for Various to stop being drunk, Flix to return from that, whatever their name, star of matter, and enact his little plan of music debauchery. And then we'll have an idea in our consensus whether we're going to be moving together towards some kind of harmonious allied front, or otherwise going our separate ways with whom we're working for. Correct?
Well, until I could figure out what my previous life was, I'm just kind of existing at the moment.
As you guys are talking, there's a knock at your front door.
Previous life, what?
I'll get it. Rose will stand up and go to answer it.
As you open the door, Bruce, it is a guard.
Oh no.
Ow, crap.
Can I help you?
Yes, we are currently looking for a Mr. Flix Oakwish.
Oh, Christ.
We are under strict orders to apprehend the individual.
I didn't do anything yet.
You're not here!
I didn't have the chance.
You've done two different things there, Flix, actually.
I didn't slander. Thank you very much.
Yes, those are two things you did.
I slandered no one.
May I ask what Mr. Oakwish is being apprehended for?
One account of trespassing in the council chambers hall, and one account of harassment of the Matter Lord. Do you know where this individual is located?
You just see Rose takes on a slightly paler shade. I don't know how that's possible, but there it is.
Harassment of the Matter Lord is probably the best charge ever. You know what I said? They're going, harassment? You mean he didn't die?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Flix around here in a while. You two?
Jesus, it's the feds.
I'm sorry. Flix, last I saw him, we were at the market, and then he went off to meet the Matter Lord, the Matter musician. Starts with an R.
Well, if you find him, please report him to the nearest local guard. Thank you for your time. And they will leave.
Oh my god.
Rose,
You're wanted now, Flix!
Stop! You violated the law.
No, I am the
Possessions are
law!
now forfeit.
Stop! You violated the law. You've actually violated 2 laws.
oh no, the narcs, man!
Cheese it, it's the feds.
Jesus, it's the feds!
But the guard will kind of nod at you, Rose. In fact, you can tell it is, in fact, a Matter Primordial Guard. As they nod to you and start moving away from you and back down the street. They seem to be going to every establishment asking for Flix.
Oh my god.
And they're not alone. There's
a joke.
as you look past your door over to the street, you see that there are 3 other guards with them.
Rose is going to close the door, wait so they can't hear the guards' footsteps outside any longer, and then is going to look to Tiberius and Frias.
What the?
Tibbs, what was Flix up to?
Getting a bunch of bottles of wine and strapping them to his person, I believe.
That is something I did, yes.
Honestly, I'm surprised he hasn't done worse with his time.
Why, who was that at the door?
That was a guard of the Matter Plane. Our little Fae is now considered a fugitive.
Ah, there it is.
For what?
To be fair, I don't know I'm a fugitive.
You're still not here.
I don't know I'm a fugitive, which is even worse. Nobody told me anything, stupid Matarac, thinking these people.
Wow! Wow!
So, two things. One thing, Freya, wasn't that the Hydra?
Sorry?
Was it? Well, 2 things. Freya, wasn't it the Hydra making you lose your memory? And second off, the Matter Lord is looking for Flix. It probably has to do with the glitter incident.
The glitter incident.
Now, pay in mind, Rose, they did tell you that he has 2 charges against him.
Mm-hmm.
One for trespassing on the council hall, and the other for harassing the Matter Lord.
And Flix told us what they did. We ran into them
Mm-hmm.
after they came out, and that was part of why Various was like, okay, I need to drink.
Yep.
Okay, no,
Freya's
that's
knows
fair.
nothing.
I
She was at
none of
home.
this.
out that all the lords except Matarac were happy, so I called these charges bogus.
Most of them were neutral, I would say.
I rolled 20. They were damn happy.
Until you threw the glitter.
Shut up! It was wonderful, and they loved it.
No
And pay in
glitter
mind,
allowed.
Macumbo also stopped Matarac because he felt bad for you. He kind of felt pity.
Well, yeah, because he's a good little bean, and don't worry, we're gonna go for pastries.
Actually, he's actually kind of a brat, but...
Yeah, he's a good little bean. We're gonna go for pastries. Well, have you seen what I've done in this campaign so far, Nova? What
This
the
person
hell?
is fun. I need to keep them around.
So, it was Core suggesting that they'd be able to remove the memory of Flix doing stupid shit in order for us to not be skinned alive. If I do recall what Core was saying.
I don't know, man. I just
That was the first incident. They didn't say anything about another incident. What in the world has happened?
Yeah, the second incident happened after that.
When me and Farius were out earlier, Flix came out of the Foundry, or the console chambers, and what I had heard first was Flix was going to have a chat with them. I didn't think it would be to such an extent that Matarac would put out a warrant for him.
I mean, could another lord counteract the warrant saying he's a good fellow?
I
Rose, you
don't-
know for a fact that this is not the case.
The other ones are scared of him.
That's
They
not how
are.
that's
They're
not how it
terrifying.
works, Tiberius. If
So Mataract is my mother then. Excellent.
Wow! Not something I wanted to hear.
Basically, Rose, you know that when a lord puts out a warrant for an individual, unless all of the other lords vote against it, they can't do anything. They essentially are not allowed to meddle in each other's affairs like that.
Question. How powerful are Mercutio and Tybalt?
Not as strong as the lords. That's why they're held up in a prison because Leonard got involved.
Okay, so what would happen if, say, someone were to break them out of prison and run them into the Matter Lord?
No.
They would die horribly.
Yes, they would die horribly.
But how bad would Matarak be hurt, and could I get the killing blow?
No.
No, Matarak would one-shot them. I'll just say that right now. Matarak would probably one-shot them.
I call Hatch.
So you're saying there's a chance they can dodge?
Yeah, hey, if anyone can roll that 20, I believe it's Flix.
Hold on, adding gasoline to the fire.
Listen. There does need to be a little bit of plot armor, because
Anyhow.
Anyway.
But
before
yes,
they die in the comic. Got it.
Yes, but anyways.
So perhaps talking to Core to fix this little fiasco wouldn't be out of the question?
Possibly, assuming that everyone is on board with this.
I mean, various... 1 second, I'll get the vote. Various? Various, you still drunk?
oh, my head.
Excellent. We've decided that we're going to assist Core. Are you with us?
What?
I'll take that as a yes. Thank you. Yes, agreed.
Various, can you roll me a con check real quick?
Oh no.
Just roll me a con check real quick.
I'm scared.
Oh, sorry. Vomit in the bucket if you agree.
I just want to see something.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
Wow, okay.
Various, the moment you hear that, your ears perk up. You feel a little bit better suddenly, but at the same time, this is all fueled by fear-based adrenaline.
Various jumps out of the bath, grabs a towel, and wait, do we have towels?
Yes, you do.
Damn.
There's towels.
Stop trying
But,
to be serious.
yeah, that suddenly Tiberius coming up there, asking you those questions, you're like, okay, whatever. Wait a second!
Tiberius?
Wraps the towel around themselves and goes hurrying down the stairs.
And Tiberius, you hear behind him, dun 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 dun. It's like,
Excellent. The plan worked.
And notices everybody's here.
except Flex.
Various is ill. Why would you... Okay.
Trust me, Hopolitions have...
Better this way.
Hopolitions work better off of rage.
And at that point, Flix enters the door.
Flix,
Hey.
you're a wanted felon.
Yeah,
The moment I see Flix, I yank him inside and slam the door shut.
Hey guys, I got some
And he's just...
bad news. That was very gross.
You can see that Flix just has a bandolier of wine strapped across him, too.
And like half the bottles are empty. It
Flix?
was a long walk back and a lot to process,
You just
okay?
purchased those earlier this morning.
I needed them!
Flix? I need to know, in vivid detail, what exactly did you do in the console chambers?
Don't ask for vivid detail, he'll do the song
I
again.
sang for them and Matarak's a bitch. He's the bitchiest bitch who ever did bitch. And I'm gonna sing for him next. And he's gonna love me.
One moment. Rose will turn to the door and will just start very slowly and repeatedly banging their forehead against it.
What is going on?
Now, if you excuse me, I have to go sleep over this now.
Apparently, Matarak now thinks that Flix is public enemy number 1.
Because he doesn't like good music or being insulted, apparently. He's an idiot.
You didn't mention the insult part. You mentioned the glitter, but not insult.
Apparently, glitter's an insult to the, unwise or pretty. And he's unwise and unpretty. And a jerk. That's right. I said it, he's a jerk. I don't care. Because nothing has meaning anymore!
Various is still sopping wet, by the way. So
Yeah,
I
very-
apologize, Rose.
Mhm.
But
He's
Various
dripping water all over your floor.
The floor, it's fine. It's more of a case of the spell actually was more what hurt me last time.
I'm gonna proceed to go to my room and start playing more of the terrible wedding singer Adam Sandler song.
Oh my god. But from what you can gather from this Various, since you're a little bit more sobered up and your headache's a little bit less because of the adrenaline pumping through you right now, Flix is the wanted criminal. Tiberius is voting to side with the core. And Rose is banging their head against the wall because of everything.
So normal.
Normal.
It's fine.
Woohoo, no negatives on Freya's.
Furious just looks confused, I would say.
Everything's coming up, Freya's.
She's stay drunk. I just picture that Furious is kind of standing there, that kind of blank expression, just blank.
No, it's just like straight faced, like, yeah, this is. Most people would consider this news. This is just a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, Rose turns back around and say, okay, let's take this one step at a time here. Frias, where'd you put the tomatoes?
If I haven't eaten them, they're probably somewhere in the fridge.
Rose is going to start gathering up tomatoes and everything else, and it's going to spend the next couple of minutes essentially making Bloody Marys.
Okay. Can you roll me a, let's say, dexterity check?
We could do that.
Which must be something.
Just a dexterity check, you said?
Yes. Okay, I say that they're not super crazy good, but you managed to make a couple of them. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, just kind of straight up Bloody Marys.
Yeah, Rose will set them out on the table and we'll look over to Various. Once you're, dried up a little more presentable, you're gonna need one of these. Trust me.
Oh. And then he sort of realizes that he's just wearing a towel in front of everybody. And you see his ears sort of go limp, and he hurries back up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Acting
more
like
like
Freya
don't
didn't
worry.
see naked Faebot.
Hey, that was the best day of your life, damn it.
But Various, you head back up, you get yourself dried off, cleaned up, and it takes, I'd say, about 5-10 minutes of give or take before you're able to head back down.
Sorry. Oh, my head.
This is something that I recall tends to help after a hard night of drinking.
Hard morning, more or less.
Oh, it's
Drinking at dawn.
it's 5 a.m. somewhere.
Woo, 5 a.m.
He goes over and nods to them gratefully before picking up the glass and to drink a little bit at a time.
It's basically you're drinking vegetable juice. What it tastes like.
Oh, this is like stuff at home, but my stomach. Oh, okay. Well, little sips. We got this.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any alcohol in those?
It's meant to counteract the effects of alcohol.
Tiberius just leaves.
Aw.
Wow.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I got that time for that. But for now, it's Tiberius. Where are you going? You heading up to your room? Or are you going somewhere else?
He's gonna go and sit beside Freyas.
Who is drinking water at this point.
So currently it's Rose, Various, Tibbs, and Freyas in the same room. Flix is upstairs in his room. You can kind of hear muffled singing through the floorboards. Muffled, angry singing.
Yeah, he's angry, drunk, singing to himself.
Yeah, you can definitely kind of like how when you have a kid that
Now it's terrible.
you kind of know like when a kid closes himself in the room and like jacks up the stereo really loud. That's essentially what it sounds like.
Yeah, but he's doing it with his lute.
Yep.
I didn't.
Well, I think we've had a conversation in mind, and possibly a Oh god. My brain can't think of the word. We have to change the contract with Core. Otherwise, yeah, we're probably going to have more problems with Flix and the Matterlord.
No.
I believe no matter what we do in the future, we're going to have more problems with the Matterlord.
Hey, he's a dick.
Yeah, remember that little incident in Wind?
Maybe we should just get him a muzzle.
That
Any-
seems
you-
rather harsh.
Maybe we just need to sit down and talk with him.
Flix. Look, I'm not saying this just because Flix is a Fae, but Flix has seemed way more temperamental the last few days.
I thought that's how artists were.
I'm an artiste.
One day they're happy, the next day they're sad. Isn't that how the creative thing works?
I don't know,
Didn't they
you tell
mention
me.
something about their mentor? That
Yes,
could
yes.
be.
The mentor went insane. They wanted to go and assist them, but they're chained up with iron.
What? Wait, whoa.
Hmm.
What?
Their mentor, you said, is chained with iron?
That's what he was saying. Is iron something special?
For Faye, it is.
Iron is one of the few things that prevents Fae from using their powers. Like, you don't toss that on one unless they are essentially a threat to everything else around them.
Well, then their mentor is a threat to everyone around them, and Flix wanted to go and assist them. And I'm guessing from the amount of wine he drank, instead of going to find the individual whose name starts with R, that is from the metal plane, he instead went to try and assist his lord, and things didn't go well. Plus, if you listen to the lyrics that he's singing upstairs, yeah.
Screaming out his lungs.
He seemed different ever since we were in Wind.
Yeah,
As well.
that and well, I mean, the whole thing about the hedge bursting out, closing down the Auntie's bar, and yeah, that all seems to track.
So, if we want to keep our prey alive, my biggest suggestion is to wait till he drinks himself drunk, falls on the floor. We use Belial that caught him, and we go and talk to Core while he's still unconscious.
Why wait for the alcohol to do it?
Because he's wanted right now, and Belial can at least keep him hidden in their large arms.
I'm saying why wait for the alcohol to knock them out?
Because I don't like violence unless it's being inflicted on those I hate. And no, he will not stab me. Sorry, that wasn't meant for you.
You hear that, Various?
Rose is finishing their drink and will look around to the others. Actually, before we do anything else here, any sort of movement, I need to step out for a while.
Okay. You know, I could do something
Hmm?
that we could use to hide them, but I don't know if it would work.
Usually primordials can see through a lot of things, so
It depends.
I've been perfecting a spell I was working on before called where you can change someone's shape.
By changing their shape, do you mean, like, what are we talking about? Just like their length, their width, or are we talking something more extensive, like looking like a completely different person?
I think completely different person.
It's I mean, it's not something I wouldn't say that would not work, but depends on what we would be changing flicks to look like.
We don't have to worry about this. If Core knows we're coming to see them, they can arrange coincidence to allow us to get there. Or try to allow coincidence. A noise here, call out there for the gods to turn their heads at the right moment. Luck. We'll be
or
fine.
we could possibly just have one person go ahead, talk with Core, and then either they can arrange something or visit us. I mean, why try to do some convoluted plan?
Because if that was the case, Core would be here right now, or we'd get a magic songbird flying through the window telling us, tweet, tweet, meet under the tree. That's not happening.
Wait, under the tree.
So a
Alright.
plan is required, because if Core could fix everything themselves, they would have by now. They have very limited control, and as they said, their systems are broken.
Still, out of 5 people, we only have 2 votes so far.
Oh. Honestly, I like the Core most. So far, they've seemed to have more things that could actually help us.
Well, actually, I should rephrase that. In this law of the land, primordials have a bigger word, so she will look over at Rose.
Look, this decision is going to be unanimous. This all involves us.
If we were
And-
all primordials, I could see us voting to deal with the lords, but as they seem to hate outsiders, I don't think more than half of the group would be willing to side with the individuals that would prefer to have a skin. We've all seen what Yogg can do, and I don't think any of you are quite interested in getting more in touch with your outer selves. So that leaves Core.
I wouldn't say the lords specifically dislike us, seeing as how
He's
Glade
motioning to the guards outside at this point.
That's just one of 7.
That's the thing, it's 7 different people with different motivations, different likes and dislikes, and they'll be squabbling back and forth.
Like home.
Look,
We're all terrified of Mother Rock.
my connections go as far as Leonard does. If any of like as of right now, if any of the other lords have a beef with us, if they view us as a threat, there's not a whole lot that Leonard's gonna be able to do anyways.
Isn't Leonard with Core though? I thought Leonard was with Core.
No one is saying that you have to side with Core for the rest of your existence. But to fix whatever's going wrong, you can still help Leonard. It's just, we don't... Personally, I don't feel like aligning myself with any political standing that has so many different hands in the pie, all of which want to make the recipe their own, as it were.
And I agree with Various. Everyone has a different idea. You've seen it. Leonard hasn't really spread word unless we've asked of it, and, well, Glacia just decided to make us sound like we're his best friends.
Publicity stunt, aka.
And it just takes one of them to decide to double-cross us, and we're all dead. And from what it sounds like, Core can somehow manipulate their memories. And if that's the case, I want to ally myself with the one who has the strings on the strings.
Plus, it sounds as if Core is
Not a dick.
sorry, my head. They seem to be friendly to they aren't outright hostile to the lords. So it's not like siding with the lord's enemy.
Well, if you want to put it into perspective, Core is the body, the lords are the nervous system, and the elder gods, as you've called them, are simply outside forces that want to take over. Would you want to help the nervous system, or do you want to help the body itself?
Look, Tiberius, I'm looking to help whatever's going to get us through all of this. The reason I haven't made my proclamation yet is there's something I still have to do first of all. All I'll say is it's a personal matter. I like to be left at that.
Sorry, I misspoke. The elder gods simply want to ensure that the body keeps running without having to deal with all of the squishy bits on the inside.
Right, fair, but still.
So either way, I believe all of us are kind of stuck here, wanting to ensure that, existence continues. And in my eyes, as I have made a deal with Yarg, none of you have, I still think that Core is the best way of doing it, because at the very least, we're restoring order to a creature or existence that feels itself threatened, rather than giving the keys over to some drunken high schooler who wants to take out mother's carriage for a joyride, and then summarily crash it into the old farm.
For what?
Nothing.
I just imagine Flix has like a hole in their floor and they're just pressing their ear against it. They're still singing, but they're like, they want to hear.
I'm really good at hearing everything that's going around.
So,
Terrible application.
if you wish, I will go and speak with Core on behalf of us all, but I want to ensure that all of us are on the same page. Rose, you have time to make this decision. I believe Core gave us a few days for it, but do recall that we have gods looking to put Flix's head on a pike. Do they do that around here? Is it on a pike? What do they do, the lords? Are they on display? Are they quartered and split? What is it?
Rose, that it usually depends on the lord.
Can I roll to see if Various read anything about matter when...
Sure, go for it. I'd say just straight up intelligence.
Okay, well, would it be Arcana?
Whichever you prefer. For a fact that when it comes down to doling out justice, the Matter Lord in particular is incredibly brutal. and will often humiliate the outsider before completely killing them and then destroying their soul in front of an audience. So to make an example. You know for a fact that Madrak is incredibly brutal.
You said it's matter?
I believe that's who Mataract is, the Lord of Matter.
Oh,
Indeed.
there were some passages in that book. No, there's lots of warnings in that book, in the book that Amadeus wrote about you don't go if you're an outsider. Don't go to matter because small things get you in bad trouble. And there's a lot of bad ways you can die, and then Matarakta, once your body's gone, destroys the soul.
Oh! So exactly like my mother. Excellent. I know that I wouldn't want to ally myself with an individual like that.
Rose, I will add, you have all the time in the world to think. We have, even if you alliance yourself with someone different, I'm sure whatever personal matters you have can still be dealt with. It's just, well, I don't know how long we can hide Flicks. That is the biggest concern we have right now.
How about this?
Mhm.
Rose, you go with Tibbs, and he takes another sip of his Bloody Mary, and
It's
then
helping.
and
I'd
then
say it's
you
helping. Sorry.
yeah, and then you ask about if you ask any questions you've got.
I don't really need Rose to come with me, but if they want to, I don't see a good reason for them not to.
It's not that they need to, it's that it might give them a chance to settle whether or not they'd like to.
And how exactly do you plan on keeping the reins on Flicks before, well, he decides that he's going to go and, I don't know, sing for Mataract?
I mean, if we want to be super desperate about it, I can
Because you know the
just.
competition's tomorrow. Or the sign-ups start tomorrow.
Mhm. I mean, if it comes down to it, I could ban down everything in the house, have everything locked in case he tries to sneak out.
Because that helped last time.
Rose,
They had help with Tibbs last time.
you all treat Flicks like he's some kind of immature child. Perhaps he's just trying to make himself seen because he feels inadequate.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but you're also asking me how are we supposed to keep Flicks from being seen by the guards?
Let's put it this way. If Mataract knew exactly where Flicks was, you'd have gods inside you right now, Rose. All we have to do is placate Flicks by listening to him or otherwise hearing his side of the story, because he loves to hear himself talk. If you just ask him what happened, I'm sure you've got hours of entertainment, especially if you ask him to act it out. He probably even has costumes.
Rose.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. I've been.
Rose is listening to this insightfulness from Tiberius. Blinks, looks over at Various, blinks again, looks back over to. Who are you and what have you done with Tibbs?
Oh, just because I act like I don't know what's going on doesn't mean I don't know what's going on, Rose. It's one of the best ways of being political in my world. Pretend like you know nothing and then shank them in the back when they're not looking.
I told you, Rose.
It's good to know some, even if they aren't necessarily weaknesses, just quirks that people have.
So the best thing you can do right now, and Freys, might I suggest you be the one to do it?
That deep.
I'm just looking over the number and feeling dread for some reason.
Freys, let me put it this way. You are an intellectual. If you say you're losing your memory, at least Flix's recounting can be vivid for you. And if you forget that, then there's no hope for you whatsoever. I'm pretty sure that whatever's happening to you, we can fix. And I bet you 10 to 1 it has something to do with what's happening to the systems, and he's doing air quotes with his ears, the systems being damaged.
From what I understood, it's possibly also some tempered with the guild, but
Well, then,
I was gonna plan on trying to keep Flix here, even if it meant lending more than an ear.
well, do you like dinner and a show?
I'll have no choice.
Excellent. Then I believe we're off. I just want to confirm. Various, who do you want to assist?
As you say this, there's a rather loud knock at the front door.
Oh, no.
You found us already? That was fast. Jesus, it's a fence.
Tiberius is going to watch from behind, just like look to Rose. Your door, not mine.
Your door.
I'm gonna go upstairs just in case.
Please come back later.
I mean, is it really your door? It's part of your body. How do you open part of your body like that? With
Rose
Little
just ignores
spear,
Tiberius and answers the door.
It is not a guard. It looks to be a small fox-looking wind primordial that's actually shorter than you, Rose, and they have a bunch of pliers in their arms.
What can I do for you?
Hello, have you heard about the competition starting tomorrow?
Oh no.
They're very small, very cute.
Yeah, I've seen word of it around.
I'm recruiting for Mr. Eureka, and they kind of hold a little flyer out to you, and it's like, and this is a promotional campaign for a free meal at the Wind Night Market if you decide to try out for his side.
What, question for you, Fox individual wind thing. Pardon, I don't know your name.
Wow.
Yes?
Are all of the artists doing this promotional thing to recruit talent?
Oh, not all of us. Eureka just likes to, coerce some people sometimes, because he's a little different when it comes down to his music. Usually when the more popular stars kind of just already have people flock to him, so some of us have to do promotional stuff to, get attention, but it is a competition, so it's based on who gets the better votes, so I don't know what the others are doing. I just know what Eureka's doing.
Can I get one of those flyers? I
Sure.
know someone who might be interested.
Sure. And he will hand you a flyer, and it's kind of like a promotional style flyer with a Eureka looking flashy on it, as well as a clip out coupon for a free meal at the Wind Market.
What coupon?
Wow, Tim. Wow.
Why is there a corner missing from this piece of paper? Interesting.
Artistic interpretation.
Yes, that's what it was.
It said free food. What do you want him to do? Thank you very much, Fox Wind thing.
Of course.
Rose, how do you ask someone their name without being a complete ass in this world?
Ask them their name?
That's too obvious.
Rose,
A wonderful day to you.
Basically, it looks like a little cloud Arctic fox, essentially.
yes,
So super fluffy.
yes, thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Of course. And they'll turn and start walking off.
Yeah, Rose.
Tiberius is immediately going to slam that flyer on the table in front of Freyas. This is what you'll use when he's lost his focus.
Yes, a preview of what their great mind would like to show to these people.
See, now you're thinking about it. Use what they love against them for their benefit.
Wow. That's not going to get you stabbed later on.
You think Tiberius doesn't know he's going to get stabbed?
I meant by me.
You think Tiberius doesn't know he's going to get stabbed?
I think Chippy, I think that's Allie to you.
It is.
Well, you know you're going to get stabbed.
I know I'm
That's
going to get
okay.
stabbed. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
It would be a loving marriage if you didn't.
Yeah.
But I'd say since
you
Rose
you
took a,
part,
Shake you suck down.
3 shanks a night. It's the way things go.
I'd say that since Rose took a flyer and Tiberius took a flyer, you have 2 free meal tickets to the Wind Market.
So, Rose, the faster we go and talk to Core and settle these problems, the faster we can ensure that Flix's head remains on his shoulders. Additionally, go ahead.
I follow you there. We talk to Core, we make a decision, Core finds some way to not have Flix in front of a firing line, and we go on with our lives.
Oh, I have hundreds of ways of ensuring Flix that doesn't die so long as I'm nearby. I'd prefer not to have some kind of crossbow bolt aimed at him at every second of the day. So for now, whenever you're ready, let me know. I'm going to go and talk to Flix for a few moments to ensure that everything is set up so that Freyas, motioning to Freyas, will have an easy segue to talk to Flix without Flix fearing for their wings being ripped off.
Yeah, Furious.
Hee hee.
Monster.
Just the hee-hee.
Wow.
Goddamn monster trying to take poor Flix's wings. Flix did nothing wrong yet.
Tiberius is going to go up the stairs and knock on the door of the terribly played sad music. I'm guessing there's sobs in between the
Oh, of
lyrics.
course there is.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, you're pretty much a devil fairy. After being told his whole life, you're actually a good fairy. No, you're an evil fairy. Doesn't really go over too well.
Anyhow. So,
But yeah,
not a
there's a knock on your door there, Flix.
Yeah.
Flix, it's Tiberius.
What do you want?
To talk to you without you bursting into tears.
Okay, but I'm still singing.
When are you not singing?
True. Come in.
He's going to open the door and walk in.
I'm a mess. Like a complete and utter disaster. Yeah, disaster. Mascara everywhere. It's bad.
It's
bad.
Wait, shit.
I got prestidigitation, but I ain't using it. It's bad.
Prestidigitation to fix the problem.
All right, well, yeah, that's a high roll. You're good.
Yeah, prestidigitation. There you go. You're presentable now. Flix, you seem to be at odds with yourself for something.
Everything is horrible. What does it matter?
Well, you're my friend, so it matters to me.
Did you just hurt yourself?
A little bit, yes.
Okay.
So, I want you
What
to...
do you want, Tiberius?
I want to ensure you're okay, and I'm going to tell you right now that Phrase is going to come and want to hear about your exploits so that we can concoct a plan in order to keep you safe because you are being hunted by Matarak because your performance was too good for his feeble mind.
I knew it! I knew he was jealous of my talent.
Yes, well, unfortunately, he's also a lord, and from where I'm from, when you piss off one of the hierarchy, they generally want you dead. So we're going to go and fix that, Rose and I. And you're going to tell Freyas in detail and with costumes, preferably fully acted out, what happened between you and the lords and you and, I'm guessing, your mentor because of the whole boo-hoo-hoo sadness.
I don't want to talk about it!
Well, then talk about the lord thing, because at least Freyas is very smart and can figure something out.
Okay. So I'm not talking about the Jericho situation.
What Jericho situation?
Exactly.
Excellent. Then don't talk about that. Talk about the lords, and Freyas will lend you her ears, her eyes, and her horns.
She's not gonna tear my wings off this shit.
I've already talked to her about that. She will not do that so long as you do not piss off the lords anymore. Because
Not my fault he's got no taste!
But hear me out. The reason for this is because the lord's eyesight is very poor. Without the wings, it wouldn't be able to identify you. So she's looking out for you.
He's just terrible. He's got no tact, no class, no beauty.
Yes, Rose can be difficult sometimes.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about you sing and telling Freyas wonderful stories. And Rose and I will be heading out.
Okay, I need to go and get prettied up for this though, so I need to have like a half-hour bath
Perfect.
and then another 40-minute bath. I need an hour in the tub.
Excellent. I will let Freyas know. She will be very disappointed to hear this.
Okay, and then I will sing the songs of glory so she understands.
Ensure it's in D minor.
Mine is terrible. You don't know music.
No, I don't.
Obvious.
Excellent. Well, you're the expert. Cheerio.
While Tiberius is away talking to Flix, Rose is going to is going to go in the library, open up the hidden hatch to lead down into the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they're at the bottom, isolated from the others, they're going to cast Sending.
Roll wild magic, please.
Mm-hmm.
There's an explosion in the hatch. Oh, I was joking! I was joking!
Thanks, Rose!
Rose just pulls out a gun and points it at their own stomach, like,
Roll
yeah,
me.
this seems right.
Roll me a 1d100.
I was joking, Rose. Why, East? Why?
36.
He still wants to have nice things.
So you get to choose with this one. Yes, you either take 2d10 necrotic damage or cast blindness on yourself. Pick your poison.
While you're down in the hatch, where you can't see.
Pick your poison.
I think I'll have to go with door number 1.
All right. As you get to cast your spell, Bruce, the magic goes from the fiery and bright oranges that you know into a sickly blackened color as you feel your body wither away as you take 2d10 necrotic damage.
Ouch.
So 2d10. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Wrong one. 15. Oh, it's still 15 damage. You take 15 points of necrotic damage as you fall to one knee.
Jesus Christ!
And you guys all hear just boom, downstairs.
First, what was that?
Everything's fine.
Not my problem.
Wait, no, Nova said the people downstairs heard it. You're upstairs. Get out of here.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Frace would have probably noticed him or them
Yeah.
go downstairs and probably would have gone down and been like, Rose, what was
Yeah.
that?
Nothing. I'm good. I'm good. Everything's well.
I'll ignore that and pretend to believe you. Are you sure you don't need some sort of assistance down here?
No, I'm coming right back up. Cause, yeah, I gotta be ready for tips. And Rose will just very slightly limp their way back up the stairs to the ground floor.
Wow, you look like shit.
Damn!
I'll take that L. Let's go.
Right. All right. Flix is ready for their performance in about an hour and 10 minutes. I bought you that much time to get yourself mentally ready, Freyas.
Well, I was prepared already, but I'll...
You
Take
were not
whatever
prepared,
extra
I
time.
guarantee you.
Hey,
So-
the longer we could keep Flix distracted, the better.
It's not about distracting Flix. It's
It's
about letting Flix talk about their tale so that we can better understand why they're the way they are and so broken.
Fair enough. I'll get a notebook.
Okay, so so if I got this straight, me and Tiberius are going to go deliberate with the core. Frias, you're gonna go play counselor to Flix. And why is Ridley chewing on my heel?
Oh. So you have a name for it now.
Yep.
Basically, every time you've been walking, it's let go of your heel, chase after your heel, let go of your heel, chase out of your heel. Kind of like how a kitten tries to play with your foot sometimes, where you'll move your foot, they'll let go, it'll chase after it again once you stop.
Do I see the rubber ball anywhere?
Last you remember it was in your room.
Hmm.
If you
Would you-
want, I can take Ridley up.
Various, you're not looking so good yourself. I should probably be pulling double duty with the pets and Flicks.
No, I can do this.
Also,
Right.
let me say this right now. Would you like to keep going until my dinner is ready so we can take our break during that? It should be ready here soon, but I just want to pass it by you so that way I don't have to.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll let you know when our break's coming.
Okay.
Well, if you think you're well enough, I wouldn't mind not being distracted in multiple directions.
I mean,
Alright.
yeah, you already have enough experience with your dragon. I'm sure this is nothing all that new.
I will admit, reptiles were not very often kept where I'm from.
Well, you seem
Well,
to
you're
be
doing a great job.
yeah, you seem to be a quick learner.
I'm here.
Speaking of your lizards and stuff like that, where's Pyra right now? Various. Where's your little baby?
Ira may be having a nap since they were just running around so much earlier. They were last in the living room when.
They are no longer having a nap.
Uh-oh.
In fact, you can hear upstairs.
Oh no!
The zoomies.
Boom!
Oh no! Where are the water snakes?
There was
You don't know where they're at.
Flicks keeps them in a water bottle now.
But you definitely hear someone's having zoomies upstairs and banging into stuff.
Varys, that's why I didn't have you talking to Flicks. You're better with the animals. While Freys may become animals, I have a feeling that they don't particularly enjoy, well, larger animals around.
I'll take care of the animals and read. And you spend time with Flicks, and you two go on ahead.
Is there anything either of you would like to ask of Core? I can bounce questions. Also, on the point of bouncing questions, Rose, on our way there, can we stop by a shop?
Probably. What did you
I
need?
saw something that you might like.
Wink.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess if it lines up in our route, then...
Oh, it's along the way, don't worry.
Alright. We'll stop by it.
All right. So with that decision, I'm going to go eat dinner. So please feel free to take your 15-minute break, get some water, get some snacks, get up and stretch, and we will be back.
I'm sorry, he's walking you right into Diaz at this point.
Yep.
Story of my
He
life.
heard the staff was cursed, and that's one of those things where it's like, oh, yes, chapter 1, cursed items, don't. That's the only part of the chapter.
Alright, see you all in 15.
Bye-bye.